What's up? Welcome to my Resing review. This video is going to be in two parts. The first part is basically going to be an overview visually of what's going on here. And then the second half of the review, we're going to actually see it in action. So the first thing we're going to do, we're going to look at this transposed, accent, dynamic effects. In the middle is the model that's represented. So let's go over some of the different things that we have on here, just to help you get familiar with this. So transpose does what it says it does. It'll transpose the vocal that you're having come from the platform. You also have character. Now character is a little bit different. I compare this to like dynamics or velocity sensitivity in your keyboard patch on your keyboard. I'm probably going to use a lot of keyboard metaphors to kind of help explain how this plugin works. And as you can see, you can select different characters. So if you have a vocal that's like very dynamic, from like louds to soft, softs, and louds again, this will emulate that for you, or calm down a presentation as well, so that you can have more subdued vocals, more chill vocals, things like that, or more energetic. There's also an auto setting here that sort of does that work for you, or you can select your own setting right there, turn auto off, select your setting there. You also have a transpose function, and as you can see, as you click around, you can either transpose the vocal left or right. Now, on the auto setting, auto typically will do something that, like, for example, if I were to sing a vocal in my tenor pitch range and say Jenny doesn't sing in my tenor pitch range, the auto platform will turn the pitch up maybe 12 semitones to get her in the vocal range that's more comfortable for the note range for her vocal. So that's what auto does. It does that automatically, and that's how that works. Accent is basically what it sells. It will let you dial more into the natural accent of the model that's in play. So if Jenny has an English accent or Japanese or Arabic accent, it will make the modeled vocal more towards that, or it'll make it more towards the original source, which is what you're recording into it. That's stimulating or telling the model what to do. So that's a mix. Dynamics is more so of the volume. I think it kind of plays in the roles of the character. Dynamics in this case controls the loudness and express intensity of the performance. Flat evens it out. So that's there. And then also to the bottom right, we got effects. These are more traditional effects right here. In order to activate these, you must click into the quadrant. So on dynamics, you got your traditional DAW stuff like DS, gate, compression. You got your tune there, so you can pitch correct. You got hard, medium, soft for pitch correction there. Special note on that is that, say if, and these are sort of in major scales here, so you can do your own custom scales here. But I would like them to have some minor scales here just to be able to accommodate that, because the trick for that is to select your relative major scale for the minor scale that you want to sing. To have this plugin tune in a minor scale, you must pick the relative major scale. This is a trick I learned back on using the TC stuff. And then you can also select your own notes that way on custom. Fusion deals with the timbre of the model. So you can actually have two different models loaded up, right? So in this case, I would select like Aaron, right? And I can load that. And now I have two different models right here. Now what I can do is do a fusion and blend their timbres together to create a whole new voice, right? And also accent as well. Down on the bottom here, you could choose a file to drag in here to be processed, or you could use ARA. And ARA stands for audio random access. So what that means is that, say you have an audio region in your DAW, you can then select that region and then tell Resing to process that region only. And then you will get the result that's replaced back into your track session with that modeled vocal that you selected on here, without having to like take a file, drag it in, process it, bring it back. You don't have to do that if you have an ARA advanced or ARA enabled plugin that will let you do that. You could also preview your vocals there, but I just want to go over the interface here. Also at the top, you can select your models up the top. You have a library of different models here, and what's crazy, you can import, I believe RVC is compatible with this. Yeah, you can import an RVC model, a Resing model. These are the models that are installed. You also have instruments here, which is pretty interesting. We're going to go into and check out. You can have the factory models that you created yourself, because also you have a modeling platform, which I'll probably talk about in another video, where you can create your own vocal models. And then this probably will be where the imported models are located at. And so you have these different things right here. You can change different settings here, optimization, resync, just, you know, all that good stuff. So that's very important. Definitely we're going to do more of this, but I just want to go overview over the interface just so we can get familiar with that. Now what we're going to do is move on and see this thing in action. All right, we are now in Studio 1.6. We're going to use the ERA method with the resync plugin. I recorded a vocal with no pitch correction going to tape. Let's hear how it sounds real quick. And what I'm going to do is play back the process vocal with a model. So this is the original vocal. I'm sitting, reflecting the life that I'm living, all of the giving and all of the taking. Okay, great. So we have that there. We're going to go to Event Effects, which is using the ARA method. We're going to use Resync. We have Jenny here, and I'm going to detach the window so that we can see it out here. I'm going to try and see if I can resize it just a little bit. Just let it process. There we go. All right. So now we have the plugin here, and we're just going to use the default settings and start this. So we just click on Ready for Processing. That's my quick preview right there. It should preview that.
I'm sitting, reflect.
And notice how it kind of sounds like that. So it says ready for processing. We're going to hit process. And ready for processing and process. All right, it's processed. Now we're playing back, and this is the process vocal. This is what it does.
I'm sitting, reflecting the life that I'm living, all of the giving.
So that's cool. Let's see if we could transpose it up 12 and process it again. Okay, remember, this doesn't happen in real time.
I'm sitting, reflecting the life that I'm living, all of the giving.
So it's still translating some of the vocal mistakes that I've made. So let's see if I'm in the key of, do I have my piano out? I don't have a piano out. We're in the key of F, right? So F minor. So if I wanted the relative of F minor, what would I have? A flat major. So I will go and select A flat major, turn on the tune, and let's hear how it affects my voice. We're going to process it again. We boosted it up an octave.
I'm sitting, reflecting the life that I'm living, all of the giving and all of the taking.
So we're starting to kind of get those vocals in pitch a little bit.
I'm sitting, reflecting.
So it's more in key now.
The life that I'm living, all of the giving and all of the taking.
Add some reverb. Let's turn it on.
I'm sitting.
Oh, and it happens in real time right there. That's cool.
I'm sitting, reflecting the life that I'm living, all of the giving and all of the taking.
A special note on that, since this is a mono track, we're hearing that reverb in a mono field, but let's see if I could just turn this track into a stereo track. Let's play it back again.
I'm sitting, reflecting the life that I'm living.
Maybe I want it to be more mellow. Have to reprocess that setting. This seems to be happening in real time over here, this live time effects. Let's process it again. We're going to see if we can do a mellow to reduce some of that dynamic.
I'm sitting, reflecting the life that I'm living, all of the giving.
Now let's see if I want to add some air. Let's see if I can just add a little bit of air there. Turn that on there. And let's see what happens.
I'm sitting, reflecting the life that I'm living.
Let's try flat. Hear how that sounds.
I'm sitting, reflecting.
All right, cool. Let's try another model. Let's go with William, and we're going to process it. See what happens. Now it's transposed high, so you got to pay attention to these settings.
I'm sitting, reflecting.
So I can tell that's already in his falsetto. Process it again, and let's try it again.
I'm sitting, reflecting the life that I'm living, all of the giving and all of the taking. I made decisions, yeah, to start my mission, yeah, establish my vision, yeah, control conclusions.
Okay, so I see falsetto in that too as well, so I see that. And again, you can change it to another vocal. We got Spencer here. Let's see how Spencer sounds like. Processing the vocal.
I'm sitting, reflecting
Raspy.
the life that I'm living, all of the giving and all of the taking.
So you see we have a lot of different flavors you can add. So if you wanted that Spencer voice, you can do that. Now I'm going to duplicate the track, and we're just going to demonstrate how you can turn your voice into an instrument. So what I'm going to do, I'm still not going to use pitch correction going to tape. You can apply pitch correction at any stage of this if you know your DAWs. So in this case, I'm going to record I'm going to pretend I'm a trumpet player, like. So I'm going to act like I'm soloing as though I am a trumpet player. So let's see what happens.
Conclusions.
Right. So, that's me emulating a trumpet player. If I right click that region and hit event effects, we'll open up another session of Resync right there. And in here, I'm going to select the trumpet in the library right here. So I know I got a trumpet somewhere around here because I've used it before. There it is. It's right under my nose. All right, we're ready to process. No effects are applied yet, so we can hit process. It's doing its thing. So let's see how it sounds now. All right, and let's hear how it sounds.
Conclusions.
Then we can add a little reverb right there. Type A, turn it on, put a bunch of there, put in there. Let's hear how it sounds with some reverb. Really make it sound like a movie score.
Conclusions.
So as you see, we just heard Resync do a vocal right there, and then we heard Resync do something else like that. So, it's very interesting what you can do with that. There's a lot of things. I mean, you could do multiple tracks and create your own horn section. And you could also run models that you haven't even tried yet, or I think RVC models. I got to look into that. Maybe do a video on that. Yeah, so that is that. So overall, my review of this plugin is that I think it's a really cool plugin. It's scary. It's like, really? This is what we're doing now? And overall, I think it's a really good plugin. I think it's going to take some time for me to get to know it, but I already have a lot of ideas and some very interesting ideas I want to try that I'm not going to talk about publicly yet. But I think it's a really interesting way to do vocals and dialogue. I haven't tried dialogue, so that'd be not overreach there. But as far as vocals is concerned, this is a really cool tool. A little scary. I think it's a great way to create references for other singers to sing for you. Maybe get your voice in a falsetto when you can't sing that high. Or maybe an instrumentalist can use their instrument to kind of dictate or try to demonstrate to a vocalist what cadence they want, and put it to a voice thing, and they say, oh, okay, I get your ideas. So this could be a great way to convey ideas. And I'm really excited to work with Akai to show this. They sent me a copy of this, and I just want to give a shout out to them because I think this is a really, really cool thing. A little scary, a little like, whoa, what are we doing? This is new territory, so this new territory feels a little scary. But overall, this is really cool, really fun. I want to take some time to really perfect it, to make it sound as realistic as possible, to do what I can to tweak it. But overall, it's a really cool plugin. So if you like this type of content, let me know in the comments below. Like, comment, subscribe. You're watching Dilio T2K YouTube channel.